Techtober is not for like another couple months, so I'm not gonna talk about that. But have you guys noticed tech is getting a little kind of boring? Okay, no. Let me rephrase that. Tech is starting to look boring. Here comes my shameless plug. Why am I higher quality over here than over? Am I too out of focus over here? I recently uploaded a video called The iPhone Effect, where I'm basically talking about how every phone is starting to look like an iPhone. But today, I want to talk about something a little different. Same, but different. But still same, but not really. Now, come here. Come here, get closer. Come on, get closer. You smell stinky, bro. Go shower, dude. You're so gross. Go shower. Do you remember how fun tech used to be? Do you remember the Macs? Transparency. Beautiful. Do you remember the iPod? Revolutionary. Look how ugly it looks. Look how quirky it is. That was like kind of the things everyone was saying at the time. Either it was ugly or it was so cool. No in between. Let me make you feel really old. Do you remember sliding phones? I specifically remember having this Metro PCS version of a sliding phone where it wasn't, I don't remember what brand it was. I think it might have been a Samsung. Don't remember properly. But it was one of those phones where it was like small and rectangular, but if you would turn it over, you would slide it up and then you'd have a whole keyboard. It was beautiful. Chef's kiss. If I find it, here's a picture. If I don't, then that thing was so awesome. I remember taking it to school, and even though it wasn't like a branded sliding phone, even though it was just from Metro PCS, it had Metro PCS's logo on the screen. I still remember it, like where the speaker was at the top. And even though it wasn't like fully branded or like the best of the best, I remember like my friends and other students being like, "That is cool. That you're cool. You're pretty. You're you know what? You're all right. You're all right." It was such a cool thing. I'm not gonna lie. I had this weird obsession with it where like I would slide it up and then kind of just. Why am I saying this? I would like sniff on the keyboard for some, I don't know why. I just love the way it smelled. I still have it somewhere too. I don't know where it is. I still have it somewhere. And when I find it, I'll share it. Still couldn't get any girls, but still. That was cool. Do you remember the LG Wing? That phone that if you held it like this, it was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then it would like, do you remember that? Do you remember that? These are two different phones, but still, do you remember that? And what about Pixel's like squeeze for assistant? Do you remember that? Pretty cool. I mean, obviously in today's day, you could just press the lock button, like press and hold, and then you get the assistant. But back then, just squeezing just had this like cool feeling to it. It didn't change the phone. It didn't make life easier or anything, but it was just cool to have. Now, there's a reason why I brought up LG. Rest in peace. LG was a brand that loved to take risks. They always try to innovate in some way. Do you remember that curved phone that they had? It was supposed to be easier on the hand, but I never saw it anywhere. But back on LG's Wing, that phone was cool. Very, very impractical. The trade-offs with fun tech were just insane. You always had something cool, but no real world practical use towards that device. I never had the phone myself, but from what I've heard and from what I've seen is that the real world use for that function was so minimal. Like you had no real use for it other than it just looked cool. And for sure, if you were to see that on the street or one of your friends have it, you'd be like, holy shit, that is cool. I want that. But you would never get it. You want it because it looks cool, but you would never get it. I think the closest thing right now to a practical fun tech on smartphones would be the folds and the flips. They have more practicality to it. The flips, for example, they're easier to put in your pocket. You can try to just see those notifications quickly, so it saves you that time from like opening the phone and like getting lost on your phone and all that. Those are real world practical uses. Same with the folds. With those, you can at least kind of mimic certain tablet like uses. You can have a bigger keyboard, a bigger screen. But pre-folds and flips, that was what fun tech was. It was always gimmicks. It was never real world practical use. It was just, this is fun, this is a gimmick, you'll never need it, but it's cool. And that's what fun tech was. But there was one phone that I did have that was fun, was a gimmick, and had a real world use to me. In 2019, OnePlus released 5 phones. The OnePlus 7, the OnePlus 7 Pro, the OnePlus 7T, the OnePlus 7T Pro, and the OnePlus 7T Pro McLaren Edition. And that's the one I had. And yeah, every time someone asks me what phone is that, that's exactly what I would say, down to the last word. Because I mean, it was a McLaren Edition. For sure, I was going to be saying the OnePlus 7T Pro McLaren Edition. The phone came preset with 256 gigabytes of storage, 12 gigabytes of RAM, a 1440p display, and 90 hertz refresh rate. which, keep in mind, at the time wasn't like common like a 120 hertz refresh rate is. Back then, a 90 hertz refresh rate, holy shit, like we've entered new territory. I believe other phones had it, but in this point in time, it was still fairly new. It was still kind of like a premium thing to have. The one thing this had over the other ones, design. Just look at this beauty. Look how good this looks. It also got announced one day before my birthday, but I'm not being biased. I'm just telling you when it was released. While the other OnePlus 7T Pro had like a more frosted kind of soft back, this one had a full glass back. No wireless charging, even though it had a full glass back, but still it had a full glass back. It feels very premium. The alert slider on this thing is orange. There's these like orange accents that, depending on how the light is hitting it, it like glows nicely. And the phone comes with a beautiful case, which I have no idea where it is. I was looking for it. I couldn't find it. I literally had the case on it for like the last 4 years, and for some reason a couple months ago I decided to take it off. I have no idea where that case is, but it looked really cool. And the cherry on top of why for me this was the most fun tech I've ever owned was the pop-up camera. And the reason they had a pop-up camera was so that you had more screen real estate. There was no punch hole there. You had a full screen aside from the bezels, but you had a full screen to play around with. You had everything. You could see every inch, every pixel. It was a really good decision. And the retractable camera actually wasn't terrible in quality. While the idea was just to shoot B-roll for it, we decided to take some pictures and compare it to the Nothing Phone 2 camera quality. And still to this day, 5 years later, 4 to 5 years later, this phone produces really good quality pictures. I'm not gonna lie to you. When we were taking these pictures, we were just shocked, like, what the hell? It has a macro lens. It has an ultra wide lens. It has a regular lens. It's just so good. It takes like really nice pictures. There's a 48 megapixel camera, a 16 megapixel ultra wide, a 8 megapixel macro lens. It shot video in 4K, 30 and 60 FPS. And then the selfie camera was 16 megapixels, and it still produced pretty good quality pictures. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It was a fun phone to carry around again. With that said though, I would 100% not recommend buying this phone because the software support is over. It's done. There's no more updates coming on this phone. On the video we shot, I was still running an older version of Oxygen OS because I prefer that version a lot more than the current version. I'm starting to get used to the new version, but I don't know. I guess I got kind of nostalgic to the old OnePlus. So for a while, I didn't want to update it. I remember I got home a couple days ago and I opened my OnePlus 7T Pro McLaren Edition and it was updated. And I was so upset. But to be fair, I'm not complaining that much. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. It runs smooth. It's still a great phone to have. The only downside of this phone, given that it's 5 years old, is the fingerprint scanner is not working properly anymore. I've started using the face unlock on it, and it's still such a good face unlock. Like, yeah, the camera comes up and then it comes back down, but still really cool that it does that. The features on this camera was just awesome. It had a sensor that when you were to let it go and you had the pop-up camera up, it would just retract itself. It already knew that it was falling down. That is awesome. The amount of times I would purposely tell my friends, let's take a selfie, just so they get to the little pop-up camera pop-up. Yeah. They would like freak out, like, holy shit, this is awesome. I remember when I switched to a different phone, they were like, where's the OnePlus, man? Where's the phone? That thing was awesome. It was always cool just having someone who wasn't into tech be admired and just shocked at how cool this little device was. Should I take a picture right now?
There.
Oh, check it. Ooh. Done. Where to go? In all seriousness though, after so many years of like not touching this phone and then just coming back to it, it's such a great phone. It's such a fun device. And after a while, OnePlus kind of fell off and everyone kind of stopped like wanting to not support OnePlus, but it was kind of hard to get on that wagon again because their phones were becoming a little too pricey and they didn't offer the same stuff they used to. Back then, there were the flagship killers. I mean, a phone like this at such a nice price. Again, the McLaren Edition was a little bit more expensive, but that's just because, I mean, come on. It was such a cool phone. If we're talking about fun tech, and yes, I've brought them up a lot. Nothing's mission originally was they want to make tech fun again. That the whole tech industry right now has gotten a little boring, a little stale, which is very true. And to some degree, yeah, Nothing has brought that back. I mean, I still get looks when I'm putting the phone down and the glyph goes on. People are asking like, what phone is that? Usually the first thing they say is like, is that an iPhone? Is that what case is that? Is that an iPhone? And I'm always like, nah, ain't no iPhone, bro. Ain't no iPhone. I know, Carl, I know you hate this. I know you hate being compared to OnePlus because it's easy to make that comparison, whatever. But it's a fair comparison. At the beginning, nothing has been doing that OnePlus mission, which is low price, great software, great this, some cutoffs here. Maybe camera's a little ugly, not the best. But still, tech needs to be fun, but not annoying to use, if that makes sense. Maybe you guys have had a lot better tech than I did. Maybe I was just a little spoiled and being a little brat right now. But I don't know. There was a charm. There was a charm to the OnePlus 7T Pro McLaren Edition. And I don't know. I just wish tech was fun like that again. What do you guys think? I kind of wanted to read some of your guys' comments really fast. When I say let me know what you guys think, the comment section. I genuinely want to know what you guys think. Keep in mind, this is the comments from the last video I made. It's not the blue and green for me. It's the inability to text each other over Wi-Fi. Android can only text Android over Wi-Fi, and so it goes with iPhone. It's 2024. I just want to be able to send a freaking message. Good news though, right? RCS is coming to iPhone. As of right now, they said it's not fully encrypted or that it's going to be encrypted in transmit. I don't know what they're doing with that, but soon RCS is coming to iPhone, so your Wi-Fi messages are finally gonna come true. This one says, you have a way of grabbing attention. I watched every second. Laugh emoji, laugh emoji, laugh emoji, laugh emoji. And yes, your explanation of end-to-end encryption is correct. I can grab you right now. This is me grabbing attention. Look, thank you though. That was really nice. That was really nice for you to say. Yeah, I was hoping I got the explanation for end-to-end encryption right, because the whole time I was like, what if I said something wrong and they're gonna eat me up in the comments? But I'm glad I got it right, so thank you. The guy's right, only in America. The rest of the world really don't give a shit about what phone you use or what messaging app. Yeah, that's what I said in a nutshell in the last video. That literally only in the United States do people care about the color of your bubble. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. Like, I just like my phone the way it is. Like, can I just enjoy my phone without you bullying me that my bubbles are green? Actually, my bubbles aren't green. It's your bubbles. Mine are gray. If I'm texting an iPhone, you're getting my bubbles as gray. Your bubbles are green. Huge shout out to Brandon who helped me go do the B-roll on this video. Thank you, bro. Actually, Brandon, this one's for you. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Stay tuned for more. And remember, guys, no one's gonna get this. Keep on swinging.